What's going on, world? I'm Nick Ross, and this is Fish Tank Sessions. Fish Tank Sessions. Holy bananas. We got Reckless Ryan in the house tonight. Reckless Ryan. His birth name is actually Ryan Butler, but you can call him Reckless Ryan. And Reckless Ryan is a DJ, producer, event thrower, just kind of all the above, the best mix you can actually want to expect in the scene that we love. So I'm going to keep things simple. Just kind of throw the mic over to you right now. Tell us who you are.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are here in the fish tank with Reckless Ryan and Nick Ross. Hey man, someone's gonna sample that, and that's gonna be like a dope ass rhythm track.
It could be. Hey, I mean, you could. I've seen shit just like you could turn any type of noise into any kind of sample, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, this dude Mashpit, he's a local producer from Dallas.
He's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, hey, turned up. Plug.
What up, Darius?
Plugged him hard. I didn't even know that, bro. That's you know what I'm saying. That's good. Ooh, party foul.
Already fucking up over here.
Hey, when Reckless is around, we get reckless. Anyway, he did a squeaky door or some shit turned into a track, bro.
Dude, I watched that shit and I was just like, it was absolutely hilarious to see how he like cut all that up and then changed up the pitches on it and then just made it into like some ridiculously sick drop.
Dude, Bombs Away used to do that all the time too. Back in like the bounce days, they'd sit there and get some stupid sample and then be like bum, 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 with it, and it'd be like, dude, how in the fuck did you do that? How? Like I guess I'm not a producer. I'm just
it's a complete art form with the way that you can make music into something that just turns out to just be an annoying creak or just like the drop of a ball, and then just can completely change the sound of it and to make it just sound just so fucking cool.
Right. It's crazy, bro. It's an art form that I wish I knew.
So, man, you're here. I mean, you probably had a little bit of a haul to get over here because when you texted me, you were like an hour away. I was like, oh shit, he must be coming from somewhere far away.
Yeah, traffic. Texas traffic, and then they're working on every highway imaginable. Highway. Yeah, so every highway has 100 million people. Got traffic. We got all these people moving to Texas because Texas is beautiful and all the great prices and everything.
I wish some people would just stay where they're at because it's getting way too overcrowded over here.
It is.
It's almost making me want to leave this place.
Yeah, it's making me want to go a little bit more South Texas, but then I'm away from my Dallas Stars. And
I see you're rocking the Dallas Stars sweatshirt. I saw it when you came in, so I was like, damn, this guy must be a huge Dallas Stars fan.
Bro, you're lucky I'm not wearing the jersey and the hat and the shoes. Bro, I got the shoes. I got green Converse to match the jersey. I got the hat, all different colors. I got black, green, white. I got all, dude.
Just a walking star.
Man, yeah. So people were like, they're about their Cowboys, right? I'm about my Dallas Stars, man. We just had the Winter Classic, and we beat Nashville. Ooh.
At least you win something with that because the Cowboys can't do shit lately.
No, they cannot. So we're hoping the Stars can, actually make it to the Cup this year, hopefully.
We'll see. It'll be a big pouring cup. But come on, man. Who are you? What do you do? What's your story?
Ryan, Reckless Ryan, Daddy Reckless, Captain Reckless, anything you like to call me with Reckless in it, I'm about. Man, I am a DJ, producer, event thrower, label head, everything dad, and I'm a dad first and foremost, actually, so I'm sure baby mom was going to be mad I missed that one, but
hey, you got it out there, so now we all know.
We good. We'll edit, put it in the front. But man, I mean, I'm a dude, man, and I love music, and I love getting music to people. I love playing music. I love finding music, discovering music, man. I mean, I love to sit in front of my computer and just find new tracks, right, that I think is just going to either rock or build a vibe. Because you don't need everything to rock. You know what I mean?
You don't. And to be honest, man, I remember the first time, this was like probably about 4 or 5, I think it was about 5 years ago, the first time somebody introduced me to SoundCloud. I was an iTunes guy. All I did was buy my music on iTunes, and all of a sudden someone showed me SoundCloud, and I was like, holy shit, what is this platform? What does it do? And then I started finding all this new music out, and I didn't even know all this music even existed.
Right.
And I was in like a whole nother realm of music, and it was like all this underground, unreleased, and it's just like a whole different jelly bean jar full of different artists and different styles of music. It just kind of blew my mind. It still blows my mind that all of this still exists, and I still talk to people today. I don't even know what SoundCloud is.
Yeah, it's man, and especially now, like SoundCloud is just a shell of what it used to be, right? It is nothing like whenever I discovered, and I'm sure when you discovered it was roughly around the same time, right? Even now, you can still find amazing stuff on there and independent labels that are pushing stuff and channels and everything that are just, top level music that you won't ever even hear. That's what's crazy about it. Man, if you don't somehow just discover somebody's channel, sometimes you'll never, you know what I mean? You'll just never hear a genre, or you'll never hear a certain track that's like, this is the best track I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Production's on point, mastering, mixing, everything about it, the emotion, everything, and it has 5 plays.
Yeah, exactly. And not even just like that, but like even like the popular songs that, the other people listen to every day, like what I would call like the Now album or the top 40 to the top 50s. But you see some of these incredible remixes that are done on those tracks that is never released on the radio. You'll never hear it anywhere else, but if you go to SoundCloud, you'll just find it.
Yeah, and like I said, back in the day, it used to be even more. Like now they kind of get strict, right, with their copyright laws.
Yep.
And man, sometimes your stuff gets taken down before it even gets posted
Sure.
up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the few that squeak through now, oh my God, yeah, there's so much great stuff. I go to SoundCloud to load up on top 40 remixes before a gig because
Makes sense.
Yeah, man. I mean, people love top 40, right?
They do.
And that's
I mean,
why it's top 40.
Depends on the crowd you're playing for, but if you're playing for that type of crowd, I mean, if you can throw that popular top 40 song into a whole nother mix that they've never heard before, for one, they already love it. And then when they hear that little extra twist on it, like, holy shit, what is this?
Right? Or people who don't like the song, right? But you sit there and play that remix, and that remix opens up to them, their ears, right? Because it's their genre, right? Like I'm playing a tech house remix of Post Malone or something, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like rap, I don't like Posty, whatever." But they got that tech house groove, and they're dancing. And then you catch them say, "Oh, that's Posty, that's Posty." And you're like, "Yo, 5 minutes ago you was messing with Posty.
Not
Now
at
you
all.
digging it."
Now you're a huge Post fan. Mm-hmm. So, man, dude, you were here. You showed me some of the shit you were working on. Showed me some of the music that you already had released. Kind of tell me what that's about. I mean, I know you still play at shows, you do events, and you produce music.
Oh, yeah.
I heard you say that you're not a producer, but I mean, based on what you showed me today, you are a producer in my book.
Yeah, so I produce. It's just on the back end, right? I'm more of a DJ than a producer. I'm trying to kind of switch that. It's just, man, it is with the kids and then with the job, right? Because you have real life functions. I mean, man, I wish we could all just sit here and make music and, do whatever all day. But
Live in Candyland.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I live in the mean real world. You know what I'm saying? I got bills to pay, and the bill collector's coming, man.
Cha-ching.
So yeah, and baby needs diaper and formula, boy. So your boy has to get that cheddar cheese. You know what I'm saying? So I sit there and I have to go to work and deal with the kids and everything, which ain't, it is what it is. With it, I'm no complaining on it, but sitting in front of a computer on my little bit of free time is hard to get into the zone that you need to get into,
Because you almost have to mentally block out everything else that's going on and just get into focus zone.
Yep. Sometimes, I have to take a day or two of, vacation at work and just, hey, put the kids with the grandparents. I need to shut the door, turn the lights off, throw whatever type of vibe I need to get on going, and just, stick my head into the laptop and get to work.
It's funny you say that because that's actually what I'm doing right now. So I took a vacation at work from Friday, and I'm actually off work until I go back on Wednesday.
There you go.
So I did that primarily just so I can complete some of the edits that I have to work on.
Right.
And I was like, there's no way that I have enough time after work. So you know what? I have a few vacation days. Let me just go ahead and take them and just make myself a 5-day beautiful weekend. Mm-hmm. And that's where we are. Today's Monday. I got one more day left of freedom, and I'm looking forward to it.
There you go, man. And, I read this thing, man, that these jobs don't care about you, right? You're replaced so quick, like you're nothing, right? So why not take a day or two of mental health, right? Man, because, I know you work in sales or whatever, right? And then I know I deal with numbers all day too. And, man, I just know that you need to get away from that for a little bit.
You do, absolutely. It's sometimes just looking at numbers all day and looking at these reports and these spreadsheets and these different pie charts. It's like, holy God! Sometimes you feel like a robot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you're leaving work, right? And you've been staring at a computer all day, so your eyes are all, there's white around everything because you just haven't blinked in 5 hours.
I know, but the sick part is, you leave work looking at a computer all day, and then you come home and work on your own project, and you're staring at a computer all day,
It's a
too.
different computer. Don't worry about it. It's a different computer, man. It's like Wolf of Wall Street, man. You just, all those numbers, man. You gotta release some energy. Go. Those are rookie numbers, Sean. You better get them up.
Rookie numbers. Great classic. I want you to kind of tell us a little bit about because you were telling me a really fantastic story earlier when we were in the living room, just kind of having a chat over a beautiful Coors Light. I think it was a Coors Light.
It's as cold as the Rockies.
It is a Coors Light. I was like, did I buy Miller's? No, I bought Coors. Okay.
Born in the Rockies, established 1978.
Is it true? Like, I heard some of the cans, they have the mountain. If it's cold, it turns blue. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I feel like I've never seen a blue mountain on a can. But then again, I really haven't looked that close.
Yeah, maybe it's all just bullshit. Who knows? Hey, it's a good marketing thing, right? Hey, man.
Buy the case. Do you see the mountains? Fuck it. I'm still going to drink it anyway, right?
Maybe you start seeing the mountains when you're drunk.
That would make a lot more sense.
Right, just hold it up to the damn light and you'll start seeing the mountains shine.
Well, you got to finish the beer before you see the mountains. Okay, that's how it works.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Good job, Coors. This one's for you. No, so you were kind of showing me some of the mixes that you were working on, some of the music that you have produced currently, and some of the ones that you're working on that are going to be released later on this year. So kind of tell me a little bit about how you got started in that whole mix. I think you started DJing at a young age, and then kind of tell me how that all transitioned into the producing side, and then talk to me about kind of what type of events you've thrown and where you've been. Obviously you've been more places than just, Texas, so kind of share that with me.
Man, yeah, so I got started in DJing and pretty much just DJing back in 2010, a little bit of 2009, but I don't really count it. It's more just, pressing random buttons on FL Studio demo and thinking I'm doing anything, right? And so I got into virtual DJ, learned some tutorials from YouTube and, put it out. So I actually afforded my first DJ setup, my first tables, from selling mixtapes off virtual DJ to teachers and kids at school in 9th grade. Straight up.
What were these mixtapes?
Oh, man, whatever they wanted, dog. I was like, if you're paying, I'll do whatever you want. I made a teacher a Pink Floyd and Fleetwood Mac and Aerosmith, right? All these 70s jams. And then I did some house parties, right? They wanted to rap and everything. I didn't have the equipment, so I couldn't play it. So I recorded at the time Kid Cudi and what's his name?
Day and Night.
Yeah, dude. And then Kanye West. And then Lil Wayne was still popping hardcore.
Man, I remember those Lil Wayne days. When I was in college in 2008, Lil Wayne was the man to listen to.
Oh, yeah, dude. And, that was the number one requested stuff, right? Was Kid Cudi, Kanye West, Lil Wayne.
That's true.
The new Eminem that was coming out, people were still digging it, not Relapse, but Recovery, right?
Uh-huh.
Recovery had just came out or was about to come out or something, so people were all still in the Eminem before, he fell off and then came back.
Yep, he fell down, got back up.
Yep. And then, I would just do all that. I did one for another teacher, and it was old school, man. And that actually is what got me into old school rap, too, right? So doing these mixes got me into more music that I didn't necessarily know about. I knew about Pink Floyd and Aerosmith and stuff from my dad, and I knew about Kid Cudi and Wiz and stuff like that because, I was a teenager in that time. Everyone knew about it.
We were all immersed into that kind of music, and that was kind of the vibe. I feel like. I know for myself personally, that's where I kind of came from.
Right.
Wiz Khalifa to me is just my motivational playlist. I have a motivational playlist on my SoundCloud, which is all just straight Wiz Khalifa.
Hell yeah, dude! I have a drive around playlist. It's Good Vibes is what it's called, and dude, it's got Wiz, it's got old school Daft Punk, it's got all this old rap and electronic. It's got Bass Hunter and stuff like that. It's got old Wheezy on it, old Kid Cudi. It's got all that stuff that I used to jam, right? And now you play it, and everyone's kind of depending on who you're with, they'll be like, oh, what the fuck are you listening to that old ass shit for?
Right.
But man, when I'm in my car on my way to work, I am getting it, man. And y'all can't see, but I am dancing right now. I'm getting it. And man, it's good vibes for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Always. Sometimes that old nostalgic music that you used to jam to back in the day when you were younger. That's the stuff that hits you at home.
Yeah.
And we all have those playlists. Everybody does, because I've talked about it too with my own friend circles, and we all have those vibes that just kind of bring us back home.
Yeah, the nostalgic for a reason. You used to listen to them for a reason because they made you happy, and especially now we're all into work, and most of our day is spent somewhere we don't just necessarily want to be. We probably be anywhere else, but you know what I'm saying. We got to be there, and so sometimes you need a warm up to be even just get your day going, man. You get some coffee, you get some good music, bro. That makes your work day a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? Put a little pep in your step when you walk around the office. So yeah, those playlists are fun. But back to the CDs. Yeah, I had to do an old school rap CD for one of my teachers, right? I'm talking Biggie, Nas, Tupac, man, old school Snoop Dogg, Dre, Public Enemy, all this stuff, right? And a lot of the stuff I didn't know. Like, I didn't know about Nas. I knew about Snoop and I knew about Dre and all that stuff. I didn't know about Nas or Mobb Deep or any of that stuff, man.
Nas doesn't even ring a bell to my ear.
Oh, bro. After this interview, check out Nas,
I'll be
dog.
checking him out.
Check out Illmatic, one of the best rap albums ever made, dude. Nas is dope. But I learned a lot of old school rap, right? And a lot of not the soul, but a lot of what birthed rap or made it become at least what it is,
Sure.
And man, that opened up my ears to so much stuff too, like just production wise and then just lyrically, right? 'Cause I do a little rapping on the side as well.
You showed me that, and it kind of blew me away because when I first met you today, I was like, I didn't know, and then when you were told me,
I'm wearing shit kickers, so
but that's the thing. You can't judge a book by its cover. And then when you were showing me the song that you played that you actually rapped in, I was like, holy shit, that's you! Damn, fucking going ham.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get some more stuff going. Right now, it's hard with kids screaming in the background.
I can imagine.
So, right, that's another goal of mine to pick up again in about 3 or 4 years. My kids are a little older, and I'd be like, hey, Dad's gonna record, shush it for a little bit. So right now they don't get it, and they like to play with the audio equipment, so that's fun.
Well, I mean, they're kids, they like to play with everything, right?
Oh yeah. It won't be long, man. My kid, anytime I'm working on a new song, I'll take off the headphones and put it through the speakers, and if my kid's dancing to it, I know it's lit because he dances to everything house. I put on a Carl Cox mix, and that boy was sitting there jamming.
So would you say that your kid is maybe your biggest fan?
Yeah, probably. I can't wait. His name's Rhett. I got Rhett and Reed. So, I got the Reckless name flowing through.
Uh-huh.
Reckless Rhett and Reckless Reed, baby. So they're going to be future Recklesses for sure.
No, I mean, that's got to be pretty wild. I mean, especially if you get your kids in the mix. But hey, watch out, though. I've seen some of these young kids, they learn real quick nowadays. So they might be passing you up sooner or later, so watch out for that one.
Hey, I'm all about it, man. You know what? Hey, if I got to ride their coattails, I'm about it. I'll be Reckless Dad. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, I'm cool with it. Anyway, yeah, so I sold mixtapes and everything at school to afford all the music equipment. I had a shitty Gemini CDM 300 or 3200, I think, 3200.
Probably not even worth mentioning.
No. Oh my God, dude. So you couldn't tell BPMs. Like, your track times were wrong half the time. Your tempo faders, were so janky, dude. And it was all in one. It was CDs. I learned on CDs, dog.
The round CDs?
CDs, bro, that you had to burn, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so anytime you get a scratch or anything, it'd be sitting there oh, dude, awful. Just awful, awful, awful. And, you had to learn on... Back then, man, it was different, right? Because controllers were just kind of really blowing into what they are now. Where everyone and their mom has a controller at the house. You can buy a little $50 controller.
Yeah, I mean, I got one in the closet that I don't ever use. A little Newmark.
Yeah, dude. And off those, I mean, you can do festival quality mixes. You really can. If you know what you're doing, you can do festival quality mix off a $50 mixer.
Well, I remember, too, I think this was probably my freshman year of college. I went to Musician's Friend. And
yeah.
I wasn't even huge into the DJ scene or even into the electronic music scene, but I was like, you know what? I got a credit card.
Right.
So I saw this mixer. I don't even know what it was, but it was one of those ones that took CDs. So you literally had to put a CD in the left side and a CD in the right side.
Yep.
And I bought it. I put the CDs in. I was fucking around with it for a couple of days. And I was like, I don't know what I'm even doing. So I emptied my CDs and I took it back to Musician's Friend. And I'm like, I needed my money back.
Right. Yeah, dude. CDs were, they were a whole different ballpark. Man.
Remember when we were younger, in the kid, when you were a kid and you had a CD holder on your visor?
Yep.
And it's like that's where you like that was your or you had like the binder full of like all the different
That's
CDs.
what I had, dude. I had Trance CD Volume 1, Trance CD Volume 2, and I had a huge, like 150 CD holder, right? I mean, this thing was massive. It had a handle and everything, but this thing was huge, dude. And I had a little folder, and it had Trance Volume 1. It had the track list, and I had written out the BPM next to the song and everything, so I could sit there and look at it and then sit there and mix and try to get it right. Because, man, so not long after I bought the setup, right, I started doing live streams, right? Had a webcam, whatever, right? And I got on with this UK online radio, and, man, I think 1 week I did an audition, and they're like, yo, we love it. We love that you're like 13 or whatever, and we love your sound. They're like, a little rough around the edges going back and looking now. Not a lot of rough around the edges, but they fucked with it. They loved it. So they're like, we're going to put you on. We're going to make you the headliner, partially because of the time difference, right? They're 7 hours or whatever ahead. My 9 o'clock would be their 2 a.m.
Oh, this got UK. Got it.
Yeah, UK. And so I was like, yo, I'm about it. And so it was every Friday and Saturday. Instead of going out to parties, instead of hanging out with friends, my ass was in my room, by myself, mixing for hour to 4 hours on this UK radio station, talking to people over in Europe.
At 13.
At 13.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember what I was doing when I was 13. And I wasn't doing anything close to that. I was probably eating a Lunchable and fighting with my mom about something. So that's got to be a hell of an experience. So how did you first get linked up with that UK radio, and how did all that start?
Facebook, man. So even now, right, because again, I don't have a whole lot of free time, man. I'm a full-time dad, full-time worker, over full-time. I damn near work a full and a part-time job. And then, just the music stuff on the side. I don't have time to go out. And I sure as fuck don't have the money to go out all the time. Not like some people I don't know how they do it, but they go out and they just, every night they're at a different club. More props to them, man. I wish I could do that. I really do. I can't, so I got to make what I can do work. And social media has been amazing. You know what I mean? It has its downfalls, trust me. But if you use social media right and to be the way that it was meant to be, to network with people, dude, I mean, that's how I set this up. We didn't meet in person.
No, we did not. It's funny how it all met, because I remember when I made my first post that I was going to be even releasing a podcast, I had a bunch of people hit me up and say, hey, I want to come on. But you stood out to me personally because not only did you reach out to me, I think on Messenger first, then you kept hitting me up, and then we exchanged numbers and you were texting me. So you were like, hey, I really want to do this. So I was like, you know what? Absolutely. Anybody that wants to actually do something, you got to make it known. And you most certainly made it known, Ryan. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm very glad to be on and that we can work together and have met now in person, and such and such. And like I told you before, I love working with new startup companies, if you will, right? New startup promotions, whatever.
This is very fresh. I mean, we're only 3 weeks in, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. I love working with that because not only, I've been around the block now, right? I've been doing this for 10 years now. I've been there, done that to almost everything except for, playing Ultra or anything. I've played numerous festivals. I'm going on a streak. I think it's 8 years straight now that I've played a festival every year.
That's a good trend to have.
Yeah, every year I'm on a festival, and that includes this year. I'm doing Flow Fair, and then I'm on Norman Music Festival. So that's 2 in 1 year right there. Yeah. So, every year it's more and more added to it, but I like to try to pass on whatever little knowledge I know. I'm not acting like I'm any guru or anything, I'm just a dude like anybody else.
But you still have the knowledge, though, because even
Exactly.
when you came over, because, I checked out kind of your pages, and I checked out what you're about, and, even I had questions for you just about Photoshop, because, I don't have Photoshop, and then the first thing I saw was I noticed your artwork on Reckless Ryan. I was like, wow, that looks pretty dope. I'm pretty sure he did that on Photoshop, and that was kind of my question to you, and I wanted to kind of pick your brain to kind of see the kinks of Photoshop, and you educated me a lot today on that program.
Yeah, man, it's always, man, it's beneficial for both parties, right? You're helping me, spread some Reckless out. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you another episode.
Absolutely.
And then knowledge is being shared on both parts.
Yes.
And as long as the relationship is beneficial on both sides, everybody's winning. You know what I'm saying? That's with anything. That is literally the animal law. A parasite is beneficial to one side. a mutual beneficial relationship is how, systems thrive.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, in this day and age, I mean, everyone's always trying to look for a buck to do something, and it's not always about the money. It's about the relationships.
Oh my God, yeah,
That's
dude.
what it's all about these days. And some people, they have that business mindset where it's too business, where they don't really get like the whole networking part of things, where it's like, okay, well, if you want to come on, or if you want to play at a show, or you want to do an ad on my event, it's going to cost you, $100 or $300, whatever the case may be. But it's not. In the beginning, you gotta just network and meet as many people as you can and do it for free.
And a lot of people don't understand that, man. They don't get it, right? Because, I mean, that's the whole deal. You have to network. To sustain a career in any aspect, you have to network. You have to build that longevity. And how do you do it? By networking, by being, everyone knows you. The brands that have been around forever, think UPS, FedEx, Dr. Pepper, all these, they have 1 million commercials. That's what I'm saying. Think about all the money they put into that, right? Yeah, they're making bank, whatever. We're talking about, Fortune 500 companies and such.
Yeah, that ad may just be a drop into the freaking janitor supply bucket for them. That's
right.
Nothing.
But they had to get there. They had to put money into themselves to get there. I saw a quote, dude, and I am living by this quote now. I literally am. And it's how I base, payment or non-payment on shows. Because there's a lot of shows, and I have no problem talking about this. I don't get paid for a certain amount of shows. I don't care. I do it for the vibes, to have fun. I mean, dude, I have a 4.5-time job. You know what I'm saying? That's what pays the bills. This doesn't necessarily pay the bills, and I'm fine with that for the moment.
But it's a passion for you.
Exactly.
It's a passion.
Yeah. And at one point, I'm sure it will pay the bills. I mean, I'm 24. I'm not even at the prime of the DJ career yet.
You got your whole life ahead of you.
That's what I'm saying. So right now, I'm just investing in the Reckless brand, the Flunked Records brand. I mean, all of it, right? And so I saw this quote, and it was, you won't invest in yourself or your company, but you'll wait a full year for a 50-cent raise.
Good point.
Dog.
Very good point.
Dog, I saw that and was like, you know what? You fucking right. I was like, instantly, I was like connected. I was like, you know what, man? They right. They super right. It's full on. It's go time. It's go time. Straight up. And that was the relaunch of Flunked, the relaunch of Reckless Radio, the relaunch of really just trying to sit down and get myself into the computer and working on music. Because I had not necessarily given up on getting famous, right? But just took a back seat. I was like, I'm a dad now. I got a full-time job that I'm trying to move up.
Got some other priorities taking over,
dude.
and shit happens.
Yeah, so I was like, I put everything in the back burner. Got life back on track. Paid bills off. I have no debt at 24.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah, dude, I got my life set right, and like I was telling you earlier, you got to build the foundation to have a strong house. You can't put it on quicksand. Your boy built it on quicksand, and that house sunk, dog. That house went under. So we back and we good, and man, I'm investing in myself and my company now, right? My small company. We're not a Fortune 500. We probably will never be a Fortune 500, especially in an electronic dance music label. I mean, let's be real. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be real.
But we here and we building, man, and I'm not gonna sit here and just waste my life waiting on a 50-cent raise every year, man. I'm worth more than 50 fucking cents.
No, you're absolutely right, and it's funny you say that because I was kind of in that similar boat where every year. The company that I'm at, we get like a 3% raise on our base salary.
Same, dog.
Which, at the end of the day, you're looking at only a couple of grand. And when I look at like money that I spend on just myself,
right,
investments to me, that price was near close to zero.
Right.
Besides, my own joys of going out with people and my own emotional gains.
Right.
But as far as like raw investments for me, it was something that was lacking. And I realized, just from the people that I listen to, is you have to invest in yourself.
Yep.
And the people that make it are the ones that do actually invest in themselves and put money aside for their own brand.
Right.
And, I speak to a lot of people that maybe don't have the money to put that money in. But you know what? If you have money to go out and buy a Starbucks, or you have money to go out and take yourself to dinner, or go buy a bottle at the club, that means you have money to invest in yourself. You're just not setting your priorities straight.
Yeah, like I was saying, man, I'm not out at the club, right? I am rarely at the club unless I'm playing. A, dad life. It's hard to go out with kids. But B, dude, I try not to spend unnecessarily money, right? Like my fast food intake, cut off, right? I barely eat any fast food now. We barely go to restaurants. If we do, it's just to grab a drink with some friends. You know, you gotta have
that. You gotta have that camaraderie, and you gotta have that release. I mean, you just can't, you can't turn an hour event into a 6-hour event.
Yeah.
That's when you go broke. You look at a bar tab, and you got a bar tab that's $250. It's like, what did I do? I just drank my money.
Oh, yeah. I've done that once or twice. So get
too.
reckless. Yeah, no, and that's been a big thing too, was having kids has helped me grow up, right? It's helped me prioritize things, and investing in yourself, or myself in this case, right, is one of the big key things of what I saw, not only with my future, but my kids' future, right? Because, so let's say I'm at the peak of blowing up, right? Let's say I'm right there. I'm DJing all these festivals. I'm traveling, blah, blah, blah. Now I have an in for my kids. You know what I mean? If they want to do it, cool. I have an in for them. I have all these mentors that can be around them now. I have experience, you know what I mean? So I could be their agent in the future when I'm, too old to be traveling all the time. I can be their booking agent and have at least some wisdom to be like, yo, hey, that sounds sketch, dog. Don't do it. Or like, yo, hey, that sounds, that company's cool, and work with them as much as you can. They might be starting up, but they look great. They have a great background, whatever. Just that experience and that knowledge. So that's part of what made me start investing as well, is, again, the quote, and then just the future aspect of it.
Well, in this day and age, though, too, I mean, everything is so technology-based. Yep. When you think of the kids growing up now, every kid is on an iPad, they're on a phone, they're on some type of device.
Oh, yeah.
And I grew up very old school, old school parents that, had their regular jobs. They weren't technologically savvy. Mm-hmm. I mean, in your shoes, think about it. When your kids get older and they want to start maybe diving into that realm of producing music, making music, or just building their own brand,
right?
They at least now have a father that knows what that's like and kind of help them with that technological advances that maybe gives them that edge over somebody that just has to watch YouTube videos and figure it out, someone like me.
Yeah, that's how I started too. Like I said, I learned off the DJ tutor, right? Elliskins, dude from the UK, dude's gnarly. This dude can do anything. But I learned from watching his videos, because I lived in Podunk, Nowhere, Texas, right?
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
I lived in Podunk, Nowhere, Texas, boy.
Podunk?
Podunk, Texas.
I didn't even know that was a city.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not. I grew up, I grew up in Saginaw and then moved out to fucking Boyd, pretty much, man. Middle of nowhere. And where I went to high school, I think we had one DJ my freshman year, right, when I was first getting into it. And that was it. Your boy was the only DJ in that whole high school. And that high school had 2,500 kids. It was a big high school, big 5A high school. And so that helped as well, right? So I'm learning from YouTube. I'm testing out all this stuff. Some of it sucks. Some of it's good. I'm making mix CDs for people, whatever, right? But the name Reckless is getting out because I'm doing more things. Right, I'm all over Twitter when it first started. Not when it first, about a year or two after it started. Right, Facebook. I remember old Facebook, good old Facebook, man.
Remember old school Facebook when it was when you had to make a status and it was Nick Ross is,
yep,
or Ryan is,
yep. And then on the notifications on your side page, and you come in, you see all those notifications, you be like, yeah, today's a good day. Yeah, now it's all just bots. Oh my God, so MySpace, right?
Holy shit.
MySpace is the initial how I learned how to promote myself on social media.
Would you put your music as your background?
Dude, no. So I had an artist page on MySpace. So I had a band page on there. And so learning how to promote off that, because it would show you your stats. I did the most basic. I was 12 or 13, right? I mean, literally, I didn't know what the hell I was doing production-wise. And so I was throwing up mixes that if I could, right? Some of them were too long. And then loops. Because I thought that I was producing, right? I would just throw up drum loops and synths and stuff on top. Awful, unmastered, no music theory to it at all.
But
no
you didn't
structure.
know you were 13 years old. So that's how you learn shit, though.
Exactly. And what I would get on there and do, right, is just sit there and go to Daft Punk's page or Tiesto's page and stuff, and just start adding people. I mean, what are they going to do? Say no?
Right.
That's it, bro. That's all they're going to do. Say, hey, your music sucks. You right. It probably does. That's cool.
You noticed it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether you like it or you don't, you found me.
You clicked and you pressed play, dog. You got my stat up. It's cool. I'll take a hate. It's all good. I don't care.
Hate me, like me, at least you know me.
Exactly. What is it? All publicity is good publicity, right? It is what it is with it. And I would sit there and add all these people, dude, and start network. I would talk with people and everything, make statuses, that would get people that I knew would get people to start liking and stuff. So that was relevant in the MySpace days and shit. Dude, so I built it up. I think I had like 17,000 friends on MySpace at one point.
Including Tom.
Yeah, including Tom, bro. Tom's the dog.
Tom's
dog.
the OG, man.
He was my number one, bro.
Top friends?
Yeah, dog. And so, man, I mean, just building from there, right? And then once MySpace just completely hit the fucking fan and everyone jumped to Facebook, it was like a back to reality thing, right?
Is MySpace even still like a thing? Is it still on?
So I'm 90% sure it's still a thing, but nobody uses it. It's kind of just like a dead website now.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's there, but... You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to explore it later because if MySpace is still out there, I'm going to create a profile.
Big bet. I know they deleted.
Just for Tom.
I know they deleted all of the old profiles, like all the people that were inactive forever. Because I know for a while it was like bands were still using it and they were trying to turn it into like Reverb Nation, right?
Sure.
But it just never took off. I mean, once something's dead, it's hard to revive it.
Well, it's also hard to evolve something into something else. Once you already have like the name of MySpace, we all knew what that was. That was like at the beginning social media platform. And then if you try to turn that into something else, it just doesn't work as streamlined as if you created something new.
Yeah, from MySpace to Facebook to Twitter, now Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Bit, all of it, right? I just reach out to people, man. I mean, like I said, what's the worst they're going to do? Say no? Like, if I hit you up and you're like, yeah, nah, dog, we don't want Reckless on Fish Tank, I'd be like, okay. All right, cool, good luck, bro. I'll still be checking shit out.
Absolutely. That's all you can do. You just got to ask. And I think that's the hardest part because, I mean, that's what I do now is while I'm still doing my interviews with the local people that I have here, I'm still reaching out to people online trying to book other sessions because now I can do everything over the phone. And I just did my first one a couple days ago. And, I still got to figure out some of the kinks with it because when I edited the audio today, it's a little bit different when you're doing a phone-in type of call opposed to doing it in person like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
The sound quality's not that good, so I might want to try to look because I was just calling over Google.
Right.
So I might want to try to look at some other platforms, whether it be Skype or something else. But
you can do it on Facebook too.
Yeah, but I have a feeling. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but I have a feeling the quality is going to be similar because I've done Facebook calls in general.
That's true.
And those Facebook calls are always a little funky.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I'm doing Reckless Radio too. Is phone calls.
Ryan, I want you to tell me a little bit about Reckless Radio, and I want you to tell me a little bit about Flunked.
Okay, so Reckless Radio is a podcast series that I relaunched recently. Relaunched it in November with an interview with DJ Spadis from Denton. Dope-ass dude. R&B Basement Party shout-outs. We relaunched it in November. I let it chill for the holidays, right? Again, family, man. Your boy is busy during them holiday seasons, man. Your boy ain't got time for all that, okay? But it's January now. We good. We ready to go, right? It's 2020. New decade, new Reckless. You know what I'm saying? So we relaunched it. We got, we got Tisley on it, and he was from Taiwan, right? And then we just had Re-Up on it, and he's from Dallas and grew up in like El Paso, but he plays in Dallas all the time now. Man, it's just a platform to showcase your shit. I mean, straight up, it is a platform. Everybody, I have rappers coming up, DJs, all genres, house, dubstep, trap. We got some chill out guys coming out. We have a record label doing takeover on it. We have a model and a singer coming out on it to talk. Dude, I am about all of it. I want businesses on it. We are reaching out to everybody and anybody.
Look, there's a lot of DJs that I have to say just in my circle that may be listening to the Fish Tank sessions now or have listened to the Fish Tank sessions before. But if you don't know of Reckless Ryan, hit him up, check him out, get on his show.
Yeah, we're booked up until April right now, but hey, I mean, we got the rest of the year after that. You know what I'm saying? We still got 8 months after that.
April will be here real quick.
Oh yeah, and we, like I said, we take all genres, man. I'm an easy man to talk to. You can find me Reckless Ryan anywhere. You can find me Ryan Butler anywhere too. Got the same profile picture, so it's easy to tell.
Keep it consistent.
Oh yeah.
What is Flunked?
Flunked is my record label. Flunked Records, baby. It's again a record label, but we're a lot more select with it. We showcase artists that I hand choose for the most part. If we do, again, all genres. We got some drum and bass. We got some dubstep coming up. We have a bunch of house. I'm a house head, so it is what it is with it. We're a record label, man. We're on everything. We're on Spotify. We're on Tidal, Beatport, TrackSource, Apple Music, man, Google Play, Amazon, Tesla.
And you were sharing. You're
blah,
also
blah,
on
blah.
SoundCloud too, right?
Yeah, everything. We're on everything. SoundCloud. We're on every single platform that you can be on for music, to sell music, right? Man, and honestly, if you hit me up, dude, I'll give the tracks away for free if you're a DJ to play. I don't care. We're not in it to make money, and everyone on the label knows that. We're in it to have a spot for all of our music to professionally be out, right? So if you want it on something, you can have a million options to get it. If you want to buy it, support us. We'd love it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to sell music now, and we get it. We would rather have the support, especially if you also run a podcast or something, right? If you want to throw our tracks on there, hit us up. We'll share it. Everyone on the label will share it. We all support each other, and we're spread out between different states too. We have Texas, we have Kansas, and we have Puerto Rico. And we're reaching out. We're about to have Oklahoma and possibly Arkansas marked out too. So a bunch of Mid-South, and then Puerto Rico.
Yep. Can't forget about that Porto.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. The homie Gustavo Adolfo out there, man. And they've been getting hit with some crazy earthquakes too. So he checks in with us every day. He lets us know how it is out there and everything.
You were
man.
showing me earlier some of those tracks with that guy. Man, you guys were freaking getting down, man. Some of those mixes were clean. Those transitions were dope. I was getting down to it in the living room.
Oh, yeah. He is a great producer. He's better than me in producing, right? I got him on the mixing, though, so...
Ownership.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You better watch out, Gustavo. I control flunked. No, I'm playing. He's dope. He is up there he's one of my favorite producers personally. Not even as like just we work together. Like his music itself he can go any genre. I mean any genre. This boy can structure a track like no other. And he does it. He'll send me just random shit that he won't put out or anything. He'll just do it for his own fun. He'll just structure. He'll do jazz tracks. He'll do like Jersey Club tracks. I mean, dude, he does everything.
He's just like the kitchen sink of just music.
How I am with mixing, right? 'Cause I'll put out guest mixes like nothing, do all this stuff. He is with producing, right? Like I wish I could get on that level of producing. That boy just
very
sits there.
talented.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So we got some more stuff up the sleeves too that I didn't even show you yet. So we got.
Well, I mean, you can only show me so much in a short interaction.
That's true. I got a lot up the sleeves that are coming out this year. So it's gonna be fun, man. I'm doing a lot of collabs this year. That's a big goal of mine, is to do more collabs with people. In the past, I've kind of just done my own. Sometimes it's hard to work with people, not because, it's hard to deal with people. It's just hard to get both of your ideas together on the same wave.
Correct. In fact, I've had other people on that have said the exact same similar type of sentence where it's hard to get completely involved with a person that has a different outlook, where you want something to go this way and this person has an outlook to go a completely opposite way, and then all of a sudden it just clashes and it doesn't work out.
Yeah, especially when you're not in the studio together, right? Again, social media, heaven, right? If you use it right, it's amazing. We send stems back and forth to each other, or MIDI or whatever, so we're not in the studio together at all, ever. But we'll sit here and work on tracks, and sometimes they're hits. Sometimes they are, strike three, you're out, son. Yeah, it just depends, man. It's really hard, like I said, when you're not in the studio together.
Yeah, I mean, because when you're collabing together, when you're side by side, it's a little bit different. When you're doing it virtual, or you're just kind of doing it piece by piece, where you're just kind of sending each finished product to each other.
Yep.
It's different to kind of see the time and energy that goes into it than when you're working on something together, where you're kind of both involved with it, and then you can see, okay, we're bonding, we're putting something together that we're actually all building.
Right.
But then at that point, you're almost kind of building it piece by piece, because I look at it for what I do in my regular job, where we build PowerPoints occasionally.
Right.
We don't ever typically build the PowerPoints together.
Right.
I'll build a couple pieces of it, and then I'll send over that draft over to that person, then they'll work on a couple of drafts, send it to another person, and finally we look at the finished project, and we're like, why'd they do that there? Well, you wouldn't know unless you were all together collaborating on one.
Right. And it's this Trent Reznor actually had a great quote too. It's, why would I compromise my musical integrity for anybody else, right? And I think a lot of artists feel that way too, because it's like, you're not going to put something out that you're not 100% with, right?
Absolutely.
And if you would, why? You know what I mean? So,
Just to get it out there for just that makes some extra noise?
Yeah, fuck all that, dog. If you're not 100% happy with it on both sides, I mean, in my opinion, don't put it out, man.
Take it back to the drawing board, then recreate it, clean it up a little bit more. Even if you have to release it 2 months later, 3 months later, 6 months later, at least you're proud of what you're putting out.
Not everything you create needs to have public ears. right? Some of it's a learning experience, man. Some of it just needs to go straight from the computer to the trash can and delete forever. But you'll learn certain things, right? You'll find, maybe a new percussion like element that you wanted and you really liked it in that track, but man, that track is just not grooving, dog. And you got to put it into a different track, and next thing you know, the track, and you're getting a million plays, and you recreated animals. You know what I'm saying?
And it could be the exact same track, but all you did was just change up the percussions, and all of a sudden now it's like a huge hit.
Yeah, I mean that's how it works, man. I think Laidback Luke said that not every track you make in the studio needs to have public ears. Sometimes it's just a learning experience track. And I mean, I full on believe that too, because I have so many little work in progresses.
I'm going to write that note down. That's a really good note right there.
Yeah, man. I try to spit out quotes. I live life by quotes, man, because, dude, there's so many good ones. You know what I mean? There's so many shit ones, but there's so many good ones too.
Absolutely.
Production it's tough, man, because it's painting, right? I mean, it is. It's painting with audio. And so it's hard to collab sometimes, like, getting back on the collab thing, but it's hard to collab with paints. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes you gotta paint your own brush, man.
Hey, like Bob Ross,
Man.
you just gotta make your own forbidden kingdom sometimes.
So over here we have trees.
Oh, we may have messed up. Let's just make that a butterfly.
Oh, what a beautiful butterfly.
So man, Ryan, you're a family man. So like, what is like your the woman in your life, your kids, what do they all think about all this that you do?
Oh, man. First off, shout out to baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give a shout out to baby mama.
Always.
I love you, girl. Baby mama's cool with it. I mean, it's not her jive, like she doesn't like electronic music really at all. She'll dig some new disco, though. Like, I put on some new disco and I catch her getting the shoulders bobbing, the little shuffle, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you like it, don't you?
Yeah. I
have
tried to convince her to be like, yo, hey, let me teach you to DJ. We can do a little back-to-back, you know what I'm saying? I'll get you in front of the crowd. You might start fucking with it, You might love the energy. And she ain't about it.
No.
Nah, she gets really bad. So this is another thing, man. She gets really bad anxiety, right? I have awful, awful social anxiety. You would never be able to guess it.
Never would have guessed it.
In front of a crowd, dude, I'm fine. If I know the attention is on me, I am 100 fine. I am good to go, baby. You put me in a crowd, in a group, can't do it, dog. I start hyperventilating. I can't do it, man. I have to drink, which is actually like what got me. I was a hardcore alcoholic at like 21, right? Because I was at all these clubs, didn't have kids, didn't have baby mama, whatever, right? Your boy was just living life, okay? Man, the only way for me to function in these groups, these clubs was, hey, get drunk. I don't feel the anxiety then.
But you know what, man? To be honest, that's nothing to be ashamed of because there's so many people today and that's how they are.
Right.
Because I know many of those people and it's like you can't even go out without seeing somebody with a drink in their hand. It's because it's just a social drink.
Yep.
And then after a while, that social drink becomes more than a social drink.
Yep.
And next thing you know, they're completely plastered for no reason.
Yeah.
At an event maybe that you shouldn't have been plastered for. Maybe you were involved with it somehow. And you just let loose, but it's a social anxiety that you don't know that you have. But all of a sudden, the only way that you deal with it is just by drinking.
Yeah, it took me a while to actually figure that out. And it was actually being with baby mama and her talking about her social anxiety and all of that I actually clicked the two together and was like, holy shit, I have really bad social anxiety as well. Holy fuck, that makes so much sense. And since then, I've been able to actually control my drinking and know when to show up to the club, that it's not going to make me freak out and stuff like that.
I think everybody at some point in their life has almost kind of gone through a phase like that. Because
right.
I'm not a big drinker out publicly. I'll go out, but I'll keep it reserved to maybe 2 or 3 drinks max.
Right.
Very rarely do I usually go over the top, which it's just not part of my DNA anymore. Now, it used to be. And I remember being that person that would go out with big groups, and I always felt like, I always had to have a drink in my hand.
Yeah, it's tough being nicknamed Reckless, too, dog. Everyone wants Reckless to come out, right? And then this is at family functions, too, man. Everybody wants Reckless to come out. They don't, Ryan's the cool whatever. He's the dad, whatever. But we want Reckless out here, boy. We want Reckless. Get Reckless on out.
Bring out the wrecking ball.
Dude, sometimes it is tough, dog. Because if I'm not sitting there just drinking or acting crazy, whatever, right? People are like, well, what's wrong? I'm like,
Well,
nothing, dog. I'm
you
just
got to
chilling.
find, and I'm sure you've already found it by now, but you got to find your sober reckless where you could still
Oh,
be
yeah.
all that high energy reckless without having to be, 5-6 drinks deep.
Yeah, no, and that's something that I have found and still working on. Right? Not to sound like this turned into like a therapy session. I like it, but no.
Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah. So here today on Frasier,
We got the ambient music coming on later. Not.
finding the chill reckless, right, is been a project, right? I mean, now I'm fine. I'll go to the club, have 2 beers, I'm good to go. A, money wise, dog, because I'm not spending $100 at a club every time. And B, yeah, just for health reasons, like, dog, I am not putting myself in that position again. Not with kids.
As we get older now and have more responsibilities, that's really what it comes down to. It's not even about having a good time. It's like just worrying about your own health. It's like, if I'm drinking that much, it's not even like good for me.
Yeah, man, and it's like I gained a lot of weight from like just drinking beer, right? And then I'll cut out beer for a couple months. I'm right back to normal. I'm good to go. You know what I mean? So
it's amazing the effect that alcohol has on just like gaining weight.
Yeah.
I went through something like that too when I was in my early 20s. I mean, I went through a phase because at that point I was in outside sales, so I basically sat in my car all the time.
Right.
And all I would do was just like, as soon as I got home, I would just drink.
Right.
And I would just have a couple of beers, or I would have vodkas, and I was always mixing it with like different sodas and shit. And then at one point, my normal weight is like 205 pounds. Like that's my normal weight. And I got up to 250 pounds. And for me, that was big. And I remember going through that phase and trying to work through it. And it took me, I got into the gym, I cut out alcohol, and I was working on my diet. I wasn't eating fast food anymore. And I got back down to like 198 pounds in the course of like 4 months. And I was just blown away at what that difference was.
Yeah, dude. So I got up to 290 something, right? When baby mama was pregnant the first time. Because your boy was drinking and the boy had the pregnancy cravings as well.
Plus she's chilling. So then you're chilling. And while you're chilling, you're probably throwing them back. Eating whatever the hell you want to eat.
Yeah, dude. So I got up to damn near 300 pounds, man. I was chipmunk looking. Got them cheeks. Woo, boy. I cut out beer, switched my job to where I was doing more physical work, right? And, dude, in a month, I kid you not, I lost like 50 pounds. I mean, it was damn near hitting the gym every day with what I was doing at work. I was, physically just leaving drenched in sweat. And I cut out beer, and I was eating healthier too, right? Like I would sit there and for my lunch at work, it'd just be a salad. My salad would be spinach, tomatoes, cheese, croutons, a little bit of garlic salt, right? Because I don't like ranch at all. So I know ranch is unhealthy as hell.
Especially in Texas. Everybody loves ranch out here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a weird dog. I hate ranch, man. I don't like sour cream. I don't like guacamole, bro. I'm weird.
So
man.
if you ever ordered a salad, what kind of dressing do you get?
Dry, dog.
You have a dry salad.
Dry salad with, I put some salt on it. That's it. A little bit of salt.
So you put not even like an oil and vinaigrette or something?
Nah, man. So if there's tomatoes with the salad, I'll kind of like put the tomato juice on it, right? And I love lime juice, man. If I can get limes and squeeze the lime into it, big bet. You know what I'm saying? I love the citrus of it.
I cannot imagine eating a dry salad.
Dude, I dig it, dude. I don't like ranch, man. I don't like any vinegar at all. I hate vinegar, but here's the joke on that. I love Tabasco.
Boom.
Mic drop. I put Tabasco.
They're connected. They can't drop.
Yeah. I put Tabasco on everything, but I hate like vinegar-based thing. Balsamic vinegar, apple cider vinegar and shit. I fucking hate it. But man, Tabasco on everything, dog.
I know exactly what you mean. Like I don't own Tabasco here. I'm not a huge fan of the red Tabasco. I like the green one.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know what it's called, but I only get it when I go to Chipotle.
Oh, yeah?
So whenever I go to Chipotle, I always get the salad. I get rice on my salad. I get my chicken or my steak. Gotta have the sour cream. I love sour cream. But then I'll take my salad dressing over to the bar where they have like all the Tabascos and whatnot. And then I'll always drop like, I don't know, 20, 25 drops of that green Tabasco in there. Mm-hmm. Mix that all in with the dressing and pour that all over that Chipotle bowl. And oh my God, it's so good.
See, I'm a big Freebirds guy.
Dude, there's a Freebirds like literally like a half a mile by my house, and I have not been.
Dude, you haven't been?
No, I need to go check the place out.
Dog, we're gonna have a Freebird day someday, bro.
Sooner or later,
so good, dog. And dude, so they have like this red sauce there, right? Like the salsa. Chipotle has a red salsa. Mm-hmm. Dude, Freebird's red salsa, next level. And dude, I put that on there, and then I'll put their death sauce or whatever it's called.
They have
right?
a death sauce.
Yeah.
Death or death?
Death, Death.
Okay.
Yeah, death sauce. Death. It's not really spicy, but it has flavor, right? You know Cholula, right?
Of course,
Cholula,
yes.
not spicy, but dude, that flavor is next level,
I cannot have tacos without Cholula on it.
Yeah, dude, Cholula. Oh my god, I love to put it on pizza too, man.
I've seen people that actually put it on pizza. I am not a fan of putting it on pizza, but when it comes to any type of taco, Cholula's got to be in the mix.
Hell yeah. I love those sauces, man. Tapatio, dude. Valentino or whatever.
Tapatio is a whole nother animal right there.
Yes,
I think that's got to be second to me for Cholula because I actually have both in my fridge. And Tapatio, I'll make these, not brisket, but it's like the marinated fajita meat that I'll get at the Mexican meat market.
Yeah.
And then I'll put like, onions, lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, avocado. And then I'll just like put a couple of dabs of that Tapatio on there. Man, it makes it authentic.
Dude, I'm about it, bro. That sounds so good, dude. I'm getting hungry now, bro.
I know, right?
Man, the fish tank going to turn into the food tank.
Hey, we only got one fish here, and we ain't eating Goldine. She's my baby. I want to know, before you were producing, you were a DJ at a young age. You've been around the block a couple times, let's just say.
Yeah.
So what kind of events or shows have you played maybe in the past that you can maybe speak about?
So some of my bigger ones is I actually opened for Chainsmokers 3 hours straight. I was from 9 to 10 or 12 or whatever. Yeah, so 9 to 12. They came on right after me. That was fun. That was in Houston at Stereo Live. That was lit, dude. That was some next level stuff. And it was fun because you have to build a story on your mix, right?
Well, especially if you're playing a mix that long. That's
what I'm saying.
Story.
Yeah. So you have to build.
Shit, you can watch Titanic from 9 to 12.
That's what I'm saying. You have to build the vibe, dog. You can't just banger after banger after banger for 3 hours, dog. You run out of fucking bangers, bro.
Well, that's the problem I think a lot of DJs have now, too, that I see is like as soon as someone new goes on, they just open up with this heavy ass shit. It's like, okay, come on, come in soft.
Yeah.
And then fuck me.
Yeah, so I'm the same way. I like to open up with some chill stuff, like a quarter of the way through my mix, start banging stuff out, and then go back, bring the vibe back down, right? And then towards the end of my mix, boom, right back at it. And then if I'm going into somebody else, they're coming in, it feeds off their energy. Most of the time they'll play some more upbeat than go into their chill or whatever, or they'll do the same thing, chill to upbeat, right? If you're going to do the big heavy lit shit to start, you need an intro. That is the number one thing that I can tell new cats that are starting out, listening, whatever. Dude, if you're going to go lit, intro. You need a massive, big intro.
Got to build it up.
Exactly. And you need to make them remember. So I opened for Midnight Tea. I wasn't direct support, but I was, right before direct support, okay? So they wanted a lit set, right? It's
Midnight Tea.
Yeah, the place was packed, all right? The guys before me were playing like experimental trap or something, right? And then they started getting into like more bass house, whatever, more lit shit. And then I come in, right? And the crowd, I can tell they're wanting something else. They're wanting a little bit something else. They're digging it, but they're not where they should be. They're not, they're not arms up, whatever. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna play this this remix I have, right? It's 5 seconds. It's a Lucky Date remix, right? It's old. This thing is old. It's like 2012, and I played it in like 2016 or 17. Okay, this thing is still lit. You can play it now and it's fine. It starts off with like, you have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, and then it like ding 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 ding, and it's like, oh shit, and then it's like 3, 2, 1, and it's like 1.
And even something like that, the build up. That's all you really need.
Exactly.
You just can't go in just freaking blowing the speakers out.
Nah,
off the
dude.
Get-go.
And that's the thing. You mix in, right, and then it hits that breakdown. So it's like you got the vibe going, and that breakdown's a minute long, dude. So it's lit. It builds up, and then by the end of it, they're like terminate. Boom, boom, boom. Dude, it gets it. It's a big electro track, so it gets it.
I think if you come out too heavy, you can't really capture the crowd because they kind of lose that momentum. You got to build that momentum up and then just kind of break their neck or hit them in the face.
Yeah, and you can't just hit them with something they know to start off with. That's the thing that I see a lot of people come into too, is they'll hit them with the top 40 track immediately. Nah, dog, you got to win the crowd over first. When they're switching DJs, they know, they can tell. They're not stupid, they can see you. So if you come in and immediately playing some top 40, unless you're playing at like 12 or 1 on a Friday or Saturday, dog, they ain't wanting to hear that yet. They're still warming up, right? They're still getting their drinks in them, right? And that's the thing too. As I love to open, right? I play headlining a lot, but I love to open too, which is why I don't bitch about it. I don't complain. I don't care where you put me on a time slot. I'm gonna kill it. I know how to play any time slot you put me at. Even if the doors ain't open yet, I'll warm up the damn bartender. You know what I'm saying? I'll get things going. My opening set is 100 million light years different from my headlining set. I'm playing, prog or deep house, right? Building the groove. I'm letting people drink. I don't want them dancing at 9 to 10. I don't care
That's their
about
time to have
yeah.
fun, enjoy themselves, talk to their friends, get the vibes going.
Exactly. Start trying to talk to a chick or a dude or whatever.
Whatever they're into.
Yeah, dude. A fish. You can talk to a fish if you want. You know what I mean?
Not Goldine. She's off limits. Keep the vibe going. Get the vibes going. What they're drinking, they're having fun, they're enjoying the music. And then it's also the build up for the main event.
Yeah, exactly, man. Because you don't want your people wore out for your headliner.
No.
You don't want them not dancing for your headliner because then the headliner don't want to work with you again. They want a lit show just like the fans want a lit show. So, I mean, it's, and that's just my opinion as well. Other people, I'm sure, think different, and that's cool. That's just something I've learned from the years and years of being in the music industry and doing it. Volume is a big key part of it, too. Man, a lot of people think the louder you are, the better you're going to connect with the crowd. That's a lie.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, man. I purposely will lower my if I notice that they didn't set a limit on me, right? Because a lot of clubs they'll set a limit on the people. Yeah. If I notice that there's not a limit that I can set whatever I want, dog, I'm turning my volume down. I'm not hitting a certain point if I'm opening. I've been around the block. I know that's how they want it done. I know that's how the crowd connects to it. You don't want your opener fucking same volume as your headliner. That's your energy's gone. You know what I mean? You're building the energy through the night subtly just by raising the volume.
I've also heard it's also like a thing that's frowned upon too. Like if you raise like that master volume, that's that's like a huge shun. Like you don't do that.
Yeah, no, dude. There's a lot of people with some balls that do it, and I'm just like, man, y'all more reckless than me. Y'all have the name, I guess. I ain't about it, dog. I mean, have fun, dog, but also respect the rules, like
there are always rules when it's not your venue or it's not your event. There are rules to follow.
Yeah, and if it's your event, you're probably booking yourself to headline anyway, so do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're opening, open up. You know what I'm saying? You don't start the night off fucking doing Jaeger bombs. You start it off with a beer or two. You know what I mean?
How it starts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right before you get into the Uber, you might take one Jaeger bomb, but until you get out to the show and that Jaeger bomb actually starts hitting you, that's when you want to let loose.
Yeah, exactly, man. A lot of people have fear of like public talking, right?
That's like the biggest fear I've ever heard.
Exactly.
Almost everybody has it.
And imagine being in front of people DJing, right?
It's almost the same, even though you're not talking the whole time. I mean, you might say a couple of words, but even just standing in there in front of the crowd playing, I mean, you still got all eyes on you.
Exactly. And especially if you have to get on the mic for whatever reason, introduce the next cat or to try to talk about yourself. If you're sitting there, shaking, you're like, hey guys, I'm Reckless Ryan. Nobody's gonna, nobody fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? So you get on the mic, you're like, what's up, motherfuckers? It's Reckless Ryan in this bitch. Then everyone fucks with that, dog. It's the energy. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about the energy.
Yeah, man. The more you can sit there and be comfortable in front of anything, any situation, fucked up equipment, perfect equipment, a microphone, 5,000 people to 0 people. You just be comfortable for everything. Take any, if you're a starting producer or a DJ, take any gig you can get at any time slot. Don't bitch, don't moan, do what you can, show up early, support the night, promote the fuck out of it, help your other DJs if they need help, stay till the end if you can, if you don't have work or whatever, then it is what it is. Stay till the end to help clean up, do everything you can to show, hey, I'm about this shit, I want to be here, I'm trying to learn, and that's the key thing, man. If you're honest with people, if you're open that, hey, I'm new.
And I think honesty is like one of the biggest things. I think some people are so scared to admit, hey, I've never played on CDJs or hey, I've never played on stage before. Mm-hmm. And maybe they are pretty good closet wise or at home. But when it actually comes to that moment where they actually get to shine, it's like, okay, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And actually their turn to play. It's like, this is all new to me. And a lot of times people don't want to admit that because it's an ego thing,
right?
Especially if they got booked to do an opening set, or even if they're, they had a really good mix, and they booked them to even do like a not a pre or post opening set where they're not playing like the very beginning, maybe like mediocre or right before the main headliner.
Right.
And they have them perform in front of a crowd. It's nervous to anybody.
Oh, yeah. Nah, dude, I remember, dude, so I was doing like birthday parties and weddings and fucking retirement parties and shit, right? Just to get comfortable. And, because it made me my cash in high school. I didn't have a job in high school. I was DJing. So that's how I'd get cash to afford shit, is DJing all these different parties. My first actual gig in dance music, not club scene, but just the scene itself, was Euphoria Music Festival. My first actual fucking EDM gig was a festival, dog.
That's pretty impressive.
Dude, you want to talk about being freaked out?
Because you're not just playing for like a couple hundred people.
No.
You're playing for thousands of people.
Yeah. And I was opening, right? I was opening in the silent disco tent. It is what it is with it, right? But dude, I was 17. I was a junior in high school. I won a contest in a different city. I didn't even fucking think I had a chance in hell. And then your boy's up in the top 5 the whole mix. I'm like, or the whole contest. And I'm like, and then all my homies are helping promote it, everything, blah, 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 right? I win. Dude, I'm driving down there with my parents. Your boy ain't got a license. I had to drive with my parents down there. You know what I'm saying? And so they're like, oh, yeah, this is cool. We get into the hotel, and we're like, yeah, hi, my name's Ryan. I think y'all have a room for me. And they're like, oh, yeah, we've been expecting you, Mr. Butler. And I was like, bro, dude, this shit's lit.
Next level.
Yeah, dude. And, oh, my God, bro. So we got the hotel room, and, parents were tripping out over that and everything. And I get to the club, dude, or not the club, but the festival.
Right.
And, I'm trying to set up my equipment because I was using a controller. I didn't know how to use CDJs. I'm trying to get set up and everything. I've got a little small corner of the table for my fucking controller, and I'm the only one using controller, of course. The fucking 17-year-old motherfucker. And dude, oh my God, I'm sitting there like shaking trying to set the equipment up.
Wait, so you didn't use the CDJs?
Dude, I couldn't. I didn't know how to use them.
Wow. So they actually let you use your own deck?
So yeah. So this is back when. It was, so artists like Zed and Porter Robinson and stuff like that were actually using controllers on tour. This is like back when controllers were still kind of accepted, like they were on the fence.
Where CDJs weren't just like the standard mark.
Yeah, I mean they were, but they weren't the end all, right? Like now, dog,
it's all CDJs.
Yeah, unless you're playing like a weekly local, a local weekly or something like that.
Well, you're bringing your own mixer and you're hooking up your laptop and you're playing it that way.
Yeah, and it's all homies and shit.
Correct.
Yeah, it's all the clubs now. It's CDJs, and so. Man, yeah, I'm sitting there playing on the controller and getting ready. I'm shaking, and trying to like jump and be active. And I'm like looking down the whole time. And I peep up and I look back down. Oh, I'm scared shitless, dude. And I remember, I will never forget this moment. I jumped up doing a drop, right? And my headphones went flying off.
Oh, God.
And I couldn't find them. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, what the fuck do I do? Because this is before I could mix without headphones.
Right.
And I'm talking to these artists backstage, and I'm like shy as hell. And this is my first time ever meeting anything in the EDM scene, doing anything in the EDM scene at all. Like, so I was a 17-year-old. I couldn't even go without my parents signing, like, that it was fine for me to go.
Got to be honest, though, Ryan, you definitely spit some freaking knowledge and also some hell of experiences this way. And I'm just hella grateful for that. Really? If people want to find you, where can they find you?
Man, literally anything and everything. Man, I'm on Twitter at DJ Reckless Ryan. Facebook, Reckless Ryan as my page, Ryan Butler as the profile, SoundCloud, Tidal, fucking Spotify, Apple, everything, all the music sites, just Reckless Ryan. Instagram's at DJ Reckless Ryan. If you can't find me on Reckless Ryan, do the DJ in front. You can guarantee to find me. Those are my older, I had those forever. So back when I was still just DJ Reckless Ryan. Now I'm a producer, motherfucker. Now it's Reckless Ryan.
You heard it, man. So look, if anybody's out there being aspiring or actually just wants to get in touch with Ryan, maybe they can learn a few things or two, or maybe they want to get on Reckless Ryan Radio, give him a holler, give him a shout. You never know what's going to happen. Worst he could say is no, but I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to be the case. Ryan, I thank you so much for coming on today, man. I was looking at the time and I was like, holy shit. It's already been over an hour.
Oh, shit.
And a lot of the podcasts that I've done haven't even gone this long. And I'm always watching at the time like, all right, we're at 30 minutes. And we just like had this whole flow conversation. And
right.
Dude, I'm totally grateful for all of it.
Hey, thank you for letting me talk your head off, bro.
I appreciate you, sir. Is there anything else you want to lead our listeners off with before we go?
Hey, check out Flunked Records as well, man. Flunked Records on everything. It's just F-U... Well, my bad. I can't even spell. That's why it's Flunked. F-L-U-N-K-E-D Records. Everything. All the social media sites, all the music sites, everything and anything Flunked Records. It's not just me. It's a whole group of artists. We got Calico Jack, Reno Collins, Engine Trouble from Kansas, Hybridphonic from Kansas, man. We got some more unannounced. I can't say nothing yet, but we got some more stuff coming out soon. And
he gave me some teasers to what's coming out soon. And
oh yeah,
damn, you're not gonna want to miss this shit.
Oh yeah, so go check out Flunk Records. Can I plug some shows real quick?
Go for it.
All right, cool. You can check me out at Electric Skate. Definitely check that out. That's the roller skating disco going on at Grapevine at Skate Town. You already know. So check that out. That's gonna be dope as hell. That's thrown by Prickly Pete. Check me out down at Web House in San Antonio. We're doing a Flunk Record showcase. So we have some, it's pretty much Dallas versus San Antonio DJs. We're doing back-to-backs. First time, unique ever, probably only time ever hearing these type of sets. We're doing one Dallas DJ and one San Antonio DJ. Never before met, never seen, nothing. Back-to-back.
You guys heard her here first, so we'll see you next time on Fish Tank Sessions.